What is up, my dude?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm great, man.
Well, for the people at home who don't know, I got my man Billy Devore in the house, a half of the Nasty Boys podcast.
The new
Nasty Boys. The newest, not the old Nasty Boys. Forget the old Nasty Boys. They don't exist as far as we're concerned.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
The new Nasty Boys.
That's right.
And you are a sports commentator, Billy. That's when I listen to it. That's how I felt like, talking about things like taking shits in the stadium. I mean, that's the kind of sports stuff that people don't talk about that we need to know in the real world.
I know. You kind of have to dig for it. There's some great people out there that do cover it, like the fun side of baseball. Like John Boy does a great job of that.
Now who's John Boy?
John Boy Media. He runs like Talking Baseball, Talking Yanks. He's got Baseball Today. It's a whole network that he's built of baseball, like, just fun baseball culture. Who rules?
That's fantastic.
He's amazing.
Is he a Cincy guy?
No, he's a New York guy.
Okay, cool.
So, but yeah, man, this week was super stressful because we had to wait all week to let people know. Like, there was a guy on Reddit who said that he was going to climb to the top in the ballpark, climb to the top of the platform where the Toyota Tundra is, and he was going to go into the bed of the truck and defecate in it. And if anybody wanted to meet him in the fourth inning under the smokestacks, he could also help. You could go in and shit in the Tundra with him. So I was anxious all week for this game on Friday. Just like
there's gonna be just a mob of people taking a shit in the Tundra.
Yeah, you can't stop us all. If there's like 20 of us,
you don't have enough toilet paper for this, dude.
Who needs toilet paper when you just have the guys on the field playing?
Dude, when Cincy people riot, it goes crazy. So if they had that in mind, I mean, just imagine how much shit would be filled with the streets. Would be filled with it, bro.
Oh, dude. Well, there's already the Ohio River right there, which is full of shit.
That's true. Yeah,
you can tell by the color. But dude, so like all week I'm waiting, I'm psyched, and then Friday night comes and my wife gets us tickets. We're in the Diamond Club. We're waiting for it to happen. And then next thing you know, they call the game because of rain. But luckily, we went in, free food, free drinks. So we had the buffet, had some drinks, and then I went up and shit in the Tundra and left. It was great. It was awesome.
If I know one thing, there's no rain that's going to wash that shit away.
Actually, it's very loose. I have a poor diet, so it just slid right out. We were good.
Shit.
Just pull down the back and it...
Yeah, all great. The money that the stadium made off of those hot dogs and stuff that they've been selling you over the years, you literally gave it back to them in the Tundra.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, Skyline just got their ROI right there.
Is that your Cincinnati chili?
That's my business term of the day, ROI, return on investment. You're welcome.
People from Dayton, when we get fancy, we break out the Cincinnati chili. That's how we let our women around here know that, shit's going to get spicy.
That's right. It's going to get real loosey-goosey.
But also a hint of cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm not sure exactly.
You're right.
There's a mystery.
It's really not. You're right on the money with the chili.
Does it smell like chili down there? Because I visit sometimes, but I don't go all the time.
No, it smells like the result of people eating gallons of chili a month. That's what it smells like. It's not great. It's no.
You know what? I almost just asked like a hyperbolic question. Like, wouldn't it be terrible to have chili be your city staple and then...
But it is.
I almost said it out loud, and I was like, "Don't say that."
And you're like, "Yeah."
It's not some of it's true. It's like, that's a wild thing, dude. Like,
you're about to ask the guy how crazy is it that chili is your staple food? Well, I have a cheese coney tattooed on me, so like, that's like the real fucking deal. You're about to fire this shit out. My business card says Cincinnati chili historian. Yeah, it's a fucking staple in Cincinnati. Of course it is. We're the chili town of the world. The chili capital, if you will.
I just picture guys named Steve like at chili cook-offs up all night just ashing Marlboro Reds, you know what I mean? Just sweating in hairnets.
Dude, that's shit that happens in like Santa Fe, New Mexico, or Amarillo, Texas.
You guys don't have a lot of chili cook-offs down there?
No, a lot of chili cook-offs down there.
They're like, we got one chili we like, and that's it. Fuck all the other chili.
Yeah, it's Hormel. It comes in a 44-ounce can.
More like Hormel. She's for the streets.
She's for the streets. The streets will be running with Hormel chili. Just flowing everywhere.
You need a Hormel chili right now, Billy.
I'm so Hormel.
Hormel chili, Billy.
Oh God.
Dog.
There's a guy, comic who's been around forever. His name is Troy Baxley, and I've opened for him a couple times at Go Bananas. And he one of his jokes from when he's in town, he just goes, Cincinnati chili, that's not fucking chili. You know, it's real chili, Hormel. You know what I do? I go to Walmart, I get a big can of Hormel chili, get a big wooden homeless spoon, and I just eat it. Just open up a can and eat it right in front of a Skylark window. Calls it Skylark. Skylark. He calls it Skylark and Gold Pond. Gold Pond. Just fucking eat it. And just right there and just go, this is real fucking chili with my big wooden homeless spoon.
Now, do you know the history of the rivalry between Skyline and Gold Star?
As a matter of fact, I do.
I would really like. I mean, if you're the chili historian, is that a self-deemed or?
It's self-deemed.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're the chili historian, in fact, that you do claim to be, I'd like to know the origins of the beef.
It's also a self-proclaimed doctorate, so I'm Dr. William John Devore the Fourth when I talk about chili history.
You're the chili doctor?
Yeah, the chili man.
You're a fucking chili doctor.
Yeah, dude. I'm Doc Chili Billy, dude. PhD in chili history and gastronomics.
Yeah, you're gonna,
a lot of farts.
Yeah, lots of farts. Good for your heart, though.
No, it's terrible for your heart.
Oh, okay.
No,
they're like
my arteries are clogged with.
Like the beans are good, but the grease that we dump over it really just supersedes all the goodness.
Not great. Yeah, when you put chocolate in chili, I mean, it's not really chocolate and ground beef. It's probably not great for you.
That's 100% cacao.
Yeah. You know, like a good cacao, maybe some dark chocolate to put in with our ground chuck. Great move.
Don't you denigrate the city?
I'm not denigrating it. That's just what happens in the chili. I don't.
Is it chocolate? Did you just let the secret out? I thought it was cinnamon.
There's cinnamon,
and nutmeg.
Yeah, and chocolate.
There's chocolate in it.
It's not a secret. You can find the recipe.
What? You can find the recipe?
Yeah, dude. It's not like KFC.
Oh shit!
It's like it's out there.
Yeah.
My likeness, I'm having a brain fart. He's Maddie Matheson, which people are like, you look like Maddie, and I'm like, thanks. I'm not as fat or cool, but thank you. But I was gonna come up with a character I was gonna do where it's a parody of Maddie Matheson, where he's a chef, and instead of making like gourmet meals, I would just make Hungry Man meals wrong and call myself Fatty Fatterson.
That's funny.
Pretty good. But yeah, he did Cincinnati chili on his YouTube channel. It's great.
He made his own, or
he made Cincinnati chili. He's like, I made a little different. Huh? Beef. Okay, here's the beef on that. Okay.
Yeah, what kind of? Yeah.
So it started with Edwards Chili on the west side, and then they they didn't have like a brick and mortar. They started serving it at bowling alleys.
Okay.
And then eventually, one of them split off and started Skyline. Sorry, I'm wrong there. There were two brothers that were running Empress, and eventually, I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this fucking terribly because I'm having a brain fart. You're making me, I'm off the clock. Okay, chili business hours are between 9 and 5 Monday through Friday.
I thought I came for comedy. He's like, you guys are putting me back on, and you know what I mean, in the chili field here.
Jeez, let me clock in here.
Yeah.
But there were two brothers who were running Empress, and then they split. One of them started Skyline, and one of them started Gold Star. It's literally the exact same fucking thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so weird because my girlfriend fucking hates Gold Star.
Dude.
It's like East Coast versus West Coast. It's Pepsi Coke thing here in Dayton.
Yeah, it's same in Cincy. Like there was actually a university that did a study, and it said that there is a vehement response, like 90%. If you like Skyline, it is a vehement response where you're like, fuck Gold Star.
Yeah.
Which, like, let's be honest here.
It's weird. What are they putting in it to make them?
Cum? I have no idea. I don't know what's different about
So you're
it.
saying that the cum of people from Cincinnati makes other people in other counties irate?
It makes them angry. Yeah.
It does feel good. Like when I have a three-way, I feel like I had a real three-way. You know what I'm saying?
It's the only three-way I've ever had.
It's the only three-way you've ever had.
Yeah. And it has spaghetti in it. So it's got more than just my noodle. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of noodles, dude.
Yeah, but so they split, and then that's where it comes through. And then those two brothers hated each other, so it was a family feud like the Hatfields and McCoys, but just with a loose meat Greek sauce.
Dude, do you think anyone ever died in the Gold Star?
In the Chili Wars?
Skyline Chili Wars?
Yeah, the Chili Wars of 1947 to 2022.
I mean, that's a long legacy of murder and betrayal, and, you know, your daddy killed my daddy. And
I don't know if you could consider heart disease murder.
You could. It depends on what you're putting in your brother's chili.
That's true. And yeah, it's just maybe slow poisoning over decades.
Yeah, if you can get to the source of their cattle farm and you can poison them, a little bit at a time. And
that's true. Just like a what is it? Not a betrothed. It's like a scorned wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's it. When I say betrothed, I don't even know why that came to mind first. But yeah, scorned.
Yeah. Scorned woman. There's nothing like the wrath of a scorned woman.
That's
I don't
a
know
hot
why
sauce.
that come to mind.
That's a hot sauce.
Scorned woman?
Wrath of a Scorned Woman.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like to try it.
Not that hot, but it made my dick burn.
Gave me gonorrhea for 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude. I got the itchy scratchies.
Yeah. Not good. Not so good. Yeah, you can get a cream for that, I think.
Yeah.
I got a guy. I don't know. It's a street. It's like a street thing, but I got a guy. We'll get some antibiotics.
I got a cream for it. It's
get you right together.
Comes in a white tub. It says Daisies on the side. It's sour cream.
It's just sour cream.
It's sour cream.
He's like, yeah, I just put sour cream on all my venereal infections. Yeah, it's got cultures in it. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing as an antibiotic.
Yeah, it's pasteurized. It's the same thing.
It's a pasteurized antibiotic. You hear that today? We're breaking the internet.
Yeah.
Sour cream actually a pasteurized antibiotic.
That's right.
This is what Joe Biden doesn't want. He doesn't want us putting out misinformation, and that's why that new bill that they proposed is perfectly fine. Like, why not?
Yeah. Well, this is why Elon Musk bought Twitter, so we can just fire this stuff out there.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna eventually all of the shithead comics are gonna get in the next 10, 20 years. We'll be shut down to the point where we can only be on Twitter, and
that's
just in just Elon will just he'll retweet us from time to time. What? The Dave Chapelle getting tackled. I thought he didn't quite get tackled, but he was definitely attacked on stage. What's your take on that, Billy?
That sucks.
That
I don't. I mean,
crazy. Do you think that sets a precedent for
Here's my thing, man. This is there's this all of a sudden like with Chris Rock getting slapped and then this guy tackling Dave. This stuff has always been out there and available to happen. And the more and more divided we become as a country and the more and more we get mad at each other, this kind of shit's going to continue to happen. It just sucks that we went from kids shooting up schools to people tackling stand-up comics. But,
yeah,
I guess that's the world we're living in now.
It's you have to pick you have to pick the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, and I guess,
but I'm as a comic, we don't want that though.
No, but
right?
Sure, but then any content's
not
good.
saying shoot more kids. I'm not saying shoot more kids for comedy. That's not what I'm saying. That's not the metaphor. That's not the overall metaphor.
Sure, I get what you're saying. But when I'm, if I were to get tackled on stage, hell yeah, because I'm posting it on YouTube and I'm blowing up.
You're blowing the fuck up.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But if Dave Chappelle gets tackled, that guy's a shit brick wall. The guy kind of bounced off of Dave.
Yeah, he's a big old boy.
He's got enough security, and then Dave went over and kicked the dude in the face after being held down by 20 other fucks.
Dude, they broke his arm. Did you see the meme the next day of this dude? He was on the Ghetto Boys album.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my God, he's all crooked and bent up, and I was like, that's exactly what everyone needed to see.
What did somebody
say? For anyone
say?
who wants to fucking come and test a comic on stage for something that we're saying, how about this? How about be okay with not agreeing with everything I'm saying, or just let yourself be loose and take a little bit of dissent.
Well, that guy bought a ticket and had a plan. You know what I mean? And this isn't it was.
You're right. Those are expensive fucking tickets to go see Chappelle in L.A. Were they in L.A.?
Yeah, they're at the Hollywood Bowl.
That's a lot of money. It's probably a couple $100, maybe $1,000 ticket. Even.
Yeah, exactly. And then so he signed up for it. He bought the ticket knowing I'm gonna wear a terrible Thrasher hoodie and I'm gonna go up there.
That's all you can afford for a $3,000 ticket.
Yeah, $3,000 ticket. What am I gonna wear? I gotta go. Let me hit up Goodwill real quick. And then I'm gonna charge the stage. This guy knew what he was doing.
Yeah, for sure he had a plan.
Yeah.
That's not a sporadic thing.
No.
I don't believe. I think it was definitely.
I don't think this is just.
out.
But here's my thing: is it's not just gonna keep happening. It's not gonna happen to some Joe Schmo who's at a bar in somewhere in the Midwest. It's not just you're not gonna be doing a VFW and then some Vietnam vet's gonna have a flashback, run up and tackle you. That's not gonna fucking happen.
You're right, but just with the world that we live in and the way that a lot of people's heads work, it's the anxiety of it alone. like last night I was on stage in Louisville, and I was like, for a second, like I said a joke that the crowd didn't like agree with, and it's like one of those where you got to see where I'm going.
Yeah,
it's like, hold on, like I know you don't like that, but wait,
a joke that the crowd didn't agree with. What, your entire act?
Yeah,
boom,
most
roasted.
of it.
Come on.
But for a moment, I was like, if I don't dig myself out of this with this punchline and make it sound palatable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, is there a chance I'm going to get fucking punched?
No, that risk has always been there.
I think you're right. You're right. I'm exacerbating it.
Yeah, man. Like, there was one time I was working the door at Go Bananas, and there was this guy who was absolutely hammered. And he got up, and he walked in between each of the rows, and slowly was going towards the stage, and I was like, what the fuck? And the guy just went, excuse me, and then just like put one foot on the stage and went up. And I just went, oh, and I went up to him, and I grabbed him, put my arm around his shoulder, like, well, nope, we gotta go. And was like really chill about it. But this shit has happened over all the time. My favorite part of grabbing him was as soon as I put my arm around him and started walking, he went, I'm so sorry. Like immediately knew what he did was wrong. But it wasn't like a violent thing. But also Dave has been like going out and just tackling these issues. I didn't mean to have a pun there, but it happened.
Yeah, he's definitely tackling some issues, some hot topics.
And the big thing is like the last special and supposedly this new hour is about like trans rights, and that's a hot button issue. Yeah. You're gonna get people who are very passionate about it.
Yeah.
And when you're that close and that exposed, you're gonna get some shit dick piece of shit who's gonna run up the stage and tackle you.
Yeah.
That's a part of the job that we signed up for if you want to go that route with comedy. There's never been a comic up there who's just like, no, ramen's weird. And then someone who's passionate about ramen runs up and tackles the fuck.
Right.
It's just, that's a part of what I think you sign up for, and it's shitty that happens. But like, that's a risk you take. There are risks involved with everything that you do, no matter your job or who you are.
We've all been exposed to it like a million times is what you're saying. But I feel like that was just on a larger scale. And so it made...
Yeah, it's a Hollywood Bowl. I mean, that night...
the largest of scales for comedy, literally.
Yeah. I mean, the dude fucking... Like, that night, Dave broke Richard Pryor's record of performing at the Hollywood Bowl.
Dude, that's crazy. He's a living legend. Isn't it cool to be a comic at the same time that he's a comic and like be alive at the same, you know what I mean? And see the feats that guys like Kevin Hart and Rogan, just to see you're like, that's it. They started off as a comic. What? You know what I mean? And like, yeah, big,
and also like
props to those guys
setting kind of, trailblazing for us, like Rogan with the size of his podcast, and also showing like, and moving to Austin, being like, you can do this anywhere.
Yeah. And the network that he's created through all of his friends and associates where, you know what I mean? All those podcasts are because he either suggested someone start their own or he helped those guys get off the ground,
But look around, like it set up the precedent for even this to happen.
Yeah.
Be like, oh shit, you can just set up GoPros, make a studio, and then here you go.
Yeah.
And just go. And just make it easier for people to digest content and take it in and then see us actually do stand-up.
That's the best part of it. And this creates more people who can agree with us to come to the shows. I think that was like my idea. I was like, okay, I have 3 kids and a job, and I can travel, 5-6 hours from here, 2-3 hours from here, right?
Sure.
Every weekend if I wanted to. And that's a good demo. But it's like, if I want to reach people across the country, that can only happen a few times a year for me.
Sure.
So I want to be able to make my own media, get other comics make their own media. It's like that network thing. It kind of like what you were talking about earlier with that guy who had all like the guy from New York. What's his name? The sports podcaster who has a network.
Oh, John Boy.
Yeah, I mean, like when people say stuff like that, for whatever reason that resonates to me, I'm like, wow, wouldn't that be cool to like help a bunch of other people get put on, and then also put myself on within that, and then make like a atmosphere of good content, like you said. And like it also has to be well thought out. Like you got to have those social media clips, you got to have those posts, you got to have it timed, you got to have the stand up too. Because when they find you, who gives a fuck if you're not if you're not funny when you go to the club to see you, who gives a fuck anyway?
Well, that's why there's 2 things. One, that's why you start when you see like someone who blows up on TikTok and they're like, oh, they're headlining Funny Bones or other like chain clubs. You're like, how the fuck this happened? And then you see them just do 1 round of special events, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Because they fizzle out. They didn't work on the stand-up beforehand. And then 2, there is no such thing as just being a stand-up comedian anymore. You are a stand-up comedian. You're a podcaster. You're a video editor. You're an audio engineer. You are a writer. Like, there are all of these things now that it's comedy plus. So like the days of just being like, I just send out VHS tapes or send over a tape and I just do stand up. It's over.
It's done.
You have to be a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Where it's just like fart jokes, dick jokes, and then I also know how to use Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's exhausting, but that's a part of it, man.
Yeah, you got to be social media savvy too. On top of it,
yeah,
like everything has to come into place, and even then, like there's still a small chance that it might not work. But I try not to ever think about that plan B. Like that's the last thing in my mind ever. Like, and when it comes up, I'm like disturbed. I'm like, hey, hey, fucker.
Yeah.
Well, get back to the game plan.
Dude, there's always people, it's so wild. They're like, there's people who have said to me, like, do you have a quit date? And I'm like, a quit date? No, because guess what? I keep getting older. I keep learning comedy will always be there. And there's always going to be a demographic for wherever you are in your life.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, you can just keep doing this forever, even though if it's not like 100% your full-time job. It is your fucking job. Yep. It's what you do. It might not always pay the bills 9 to 5, but guess what? It is your job because you're experiencing it and doing it 24/7, even when you're not thinking about it. Like, even if you're not like sitting down writing or doing something actively at comedy, that's always in the back of your head and you're always writing, doing something. And that will never change for me anyway. I don't know about you, but like that's...
I 100% agree with that. You have a really great outlook on it, dude. Like, I love that like be here now kind of like attitude. Like that's where I try to find myself a lot. And like, it doesn't always work because of the hustle and bustle of life.
Sure.
But when I do get to like just live in the moment, talk to a guy like you, be in the studio, know that I have stuff to look forward to, it makes you feel like good as a person. And when you kind of like capture that and show other people, like I think you spread joy. Like that's what this is all about.
It's all about being able to take a breath and a step back and look. And that's something you have to do often. Like there's a book I read when I started doing stand-up called The Art and Zen of Stand-Up Comedy. And one thing it taught me about performing on stage and then also looking at life outside of it was give a fuck, but don't give a fuck, which is go up, be the most prepared you can be before that moment you step on stage. Like, I'm prepared, I've got everything down, here we go. But as soon as your foot steps on that stage, do not give a fuck whatsoever, because you've already done all the work. Here you go. Now you just get to go and you get to be a vessel from that moment that's happening now, and your mouth opens and then the jokes just come out and you let that happen. And then whatever else is happening in that room, say some dumb fuck says some dumb shit, and then you can hop in that because you're open and you're a viewer and you are just accepting what's going on. You can be able to bounce off and deal with that and then go from there. And then when you're done, get off stage and then give the most fucks. Watch it over again, watch what you're doing, see what you did wrong, see what you did right, edit, and then go on to the next thing that you've got on the books.
Just the way that you explain comedy and like being on stage, like as a comic, I resonate with that so much because like I hear what you're saying and I have that same internal dialogue, but I've never been able to express it outwardly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
But like everything that you're saying is like 100% accurate. It's to a scary level, actually. Like I was like, holy shit, have you been inside my head? You know what I mean?
I hope.
But I think that moment right there that you were able to verbalize, that's the moment we're all trying to really capture. It's like that doing what you love the most and just having the most fun at it and being right there.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like that's peak performance. That's what we're here on this earth for, is that those little moments.
And that's why you see so many clips online. It's like what's wild now with like people posting so many stand-up reels is how many of those people are actually burning material? None. Because guess what it is? It's all those in the moment. Something happened between me and a crowd member, either like comedian destroys heckler or like just some small interaction. Like
or
you
if
see
it's
that
topical,
because that's a genuine
that you can burn those too.
Yeah, and it's a genuine moment, and people are into that. They're like, "This is real. This is what I expect. This is what you." That's what you see when you go and see stand up, and not some just robot like bleep bloop bleep.
Yes.
Beep. The what's so weird about toenails? Like it's like real human shit.
Yeah. Not only do you have to like hone your act and get to a new level to be there, but you have to really be
present.
Yeah, in the moment, dude. That's
do you think that's something you learned? Because you said you rapped like when you did a live show. Like that's something that you probably had to hone in too, because that's a whole other skill set.
Yeah, I think that it helped me as far as like being a comic, like just my stage presence, but like the jokes weren't there. Like you know how some people have presence and some people have jokes. Like some people are great writers right away.
Sure.
You have to work towards that. And then every now and then you get like a Kevin Hart or a fucking Richard Pryor or somebody who's probably just like, they're like, how are you good at
immediately?
This is crazy. But yeah, but I'm not gifted like that. So I had the presence and I was confident. And then eventually I kind of worked my way into being funny at some point.
That takes time.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. It was in Louisville.
Less than 24 hours.
Yeah, I got funny. It took a long time. No, that happened for me too, man. Like I had to work at it because I started with sketch and doing video stuff, and then did stand up. And then like once I was doing that, I wasn't good at stand up for a long time. Like I don't even consider myself good at just what I'm saying is getting consistent laughs that like where I wasn't bombing took a long time because I had stage presence. I could do that, but I didn't know how I was supposed to write a joke yet. What worked for me. And that just takes a lot of time. And I totally get that.
Yeah. Do you think that's with every art? Like that it's like, it's all kind of the same no matter how we're expressing ourselves, but the only thing that's different is the perspective. Like the perspective of the human experience is the only thing that's really different from any of us.
Sure, but that's why we also talk about something that's relatable immediately. Yeah. I think that it's all very much the same. Like I was talking about this last night. I was talking to a guy who does poetry about stand-up, and I went, and it also relates with rap. We're all doing the same thing. We're all just up here. If you think, like I said this last week on stage, and I was in a zone. I was doing really well. I just looked at the crowd, went, I'm just up here drumming, because you're just going.
You call it drumming?
Yeah, because you're hitting your notes.
I like that. Alex, you know Alex Eakin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he calls it cooking.
Yeah, you're cooking.
Yeah, we were talking one time, and he was like, "Dude, I was really up there cooking." And I was like, "That's a fucking great way to say it." I like drumming too, though.
Drumming, because you're following the beats, and it's always, like you're doing da 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 punchline.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with rap because you're following the beat, and then you're creating around it. And instead of those pauses or something, the end of the song where it's just clap or whatever, or poetry where it snaps and it emotes an emotion inside you, stand up, you are forcing a laughter out of a human being, where it's completely different. And 2/3 of the battle is keeping them in rhythm. And well, the other third saying something funny, but keeping them in rhythm. And it's like so eerily close to being all the same thing.
It really is too. Yeah, you're really good at describing it, dude. You should write a book on stand-up.
No, fuck that. No, I fucking. This is honestly one of my fear. I hate talking about stand-up, but no, you got me on a good day.
It's almost like though, like those guys who like do the stand-up courses and stuff. It's like
fucking scam artists. You mean?
Yeah, dude. It's like I wanna believe you, but how come you aren't successful at stand-up? How come I didn't hear about you at the club or on Netflix or wherever I consume my content? Why?
Yeah, those who can't do teach, and those who can't teach gym. So that's the classic saying, dude. That's what you see out here, man.
So you're saying that like that's like the gym teacher level of comedy?
Yeah, dude. It's like, oh, how about this? Those who can't do teach. Those who can't do teach. Those who teach do improv. Can't teach, do improv. How about that? Does that work? Does that check out? Get out of here. Take a lap. Take a lap.
He really does, dude.
Give me 20.
Yeah, I can't tell if you're like, that's just
gym teacher vibe.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
you
probably have a whistle under your shirt.
Yeah, I said, is it because I'm hungover? Because my gym teacher was always hungover.
Is that a Canadian Miss shirt?
Dude, it is. I went
Canadian football. Okay, it's
Canadian
Nike.
soccer. Yeah, dude, I went to Canada in January.
Is it football there, or is that not? No.
It is soccer up there because they have Canadian football.
Oh, they have actual football.
Yeah, do you know? Yeah, it's CFL. I've got a CFL shirt from Hamilton, Ontario. They're the Tiger Cats.
Yeah.
It's a wider field. They have 3 downs. It's a different game.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Dude, I could spend all day talking to you about sports just because I don't know sport. I didn't have a dad. I don't know sports. And
dude, you know what's wild? The sports person in our household was my mom.
Really?
So every Sunday we would sit in front of the couch. I'm a sexist piece of shit.
My mom was too, though.
Oh, dude, baseball, football, every day. Every Sunday, sit on the couch after church and we would watch football all day.
Did your mom let you guys watch pro wrestling?
Nope.
Just
football, baseball. She's like, real sports.
Was that the devil?
Yes, it was. That was the devil.
Still is.
It still is the devil.
Actually.
Yeah, she saw Sting and she went, that man's the devil.
He kind of looks like the devil, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. How long have we been going, Justin? Oh, we got time. We started a little late. I was like, oh, shit. I don't want to go over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? So you never got into pro wrestling?
No.
Just real
Missed
sports.
It. No, just real sports. Non-staged sport. Well,
what about combat sports? Do you like combat sports like boxing?
I mean,
and
I love boxing. I recently have. I don't like sit actively watch boxing, but I like when boxing is on, or I'll sit and I'll watch an old fight sometimes.
Tell me if you've seen this fight. It was on a plane. It was
what a setup.
That's
what
so
a
cool,
fucking
right?
lead in. Is this the Mike Tyson thing? Are we getting into Mike Tyson punching the person?
Did you watch the video?
No, I still haven't. I saw something when I was laying in bed, just scrolling through, and then
There's so much going on.
Someone
in the
referenced
world.
it. I haven't watched the video yet.
It's hard to. It's sometimes things, even when it's good, like just the headline is enough.
Yeah, I'm like Mike Tyson punches. I'm like, that's what he did. He was really good at it for so long.
You're
of
like,
course,
there's a whole game about it.
Yeah, yeah, that he was no longer attached to. So
yeah.
That story's wild. Yeah. They're actually they're Evander Holyfield's ears. Yeah. That are his edibles.
Dude,
the guy
I'm
owns
such
a
big
weed
fan
farm
of
who's the most chill now. Like his whole thing's about being chill and balanced in weed, and yet he still gets on a plane and punches a motherfucker square in the face.
He got too close to him, dude.
Too close.
You can't ask the champ for an autograph in the, you know what I mean, in the middle of the day on a flight. He's been up doing DMT all night trying to find his inner child and shit.
Yeah, let's get ready on my second show.
Yeah. Dude, they took away his childhood. He's like, when I was a 17-year-old, he was pretty much like 17 when he started fighting, dude. Yeah. Like he didn't really get so it's like he's like Michael Jackson, but like instead of like touching people, he's like beating people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing: Mike Tyson never fought a kid.
We don't know that.
We know that for a fact. Mike Tyson never was like, "Come in, check out my mansion," and then just punched him in the fucking face.
I have a conspiracy theory that the rich and powerful. Okay. I think that they take these fighters and they like have like underground fight clubs where they make them fight to the death.
Sure. And then you know what else is next to him? Kids in cages that they're also having sex with.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Illuminati. They can do whatever you say. And you're just like, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, rich people can do that. Because like they're so rich, they're so detached from normal culture that it's just like, this is how they do things now.
They're like, isn't this fun? And we're like, what?
No. It's like, couldn't you just have sex with normal people? It's like, yeah, but then I could also have this Ethiopian kid I had stolen who's 5 in this cage. How cool is that? It's like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool at all, Jeff
like, have you ever heard of
Wayfair? Wayfair? Yeah. Yeah, you can get the kid in the dresser. It comes out. You're like, oh, shit.
Now, listen, your hair tells me that you have read a conspiracy theory or two.
You are correct on that.
Okay, all right. Now, can you? What is your favorite one that you feel comfortable diving into?
Shit hit me, and I'm ready to fall down the rabbit hole.
I don't know. That's what I'm. I like to. I was gonna see if you could hit me to something.
I'll hit you with something like shit. Okay. Like Bigfoot's probably real. I would say that. There's aliens.
The Bobcat Goldthwait movie about it.
What?
The Bigfoot movie.
No, I haven't.
It's like a horror film.
What?
Yeah, he directed it. It's actually a scary movie.
What's it called?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
You have to find it, but directed by Bobcat.
I'll have to find it, but it's probably the picture's blurry. Get it? Because Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you get it? It's pretty funny.
But it's like a horror movie surrounding like the filming. Apparently, it's like the Blair Witch Project.
Bobcat Goldthwait. Jamie, pull it up.
That's, right. Yeah, Justin.
No, but that's from
Jamie, Joe Rogan.
Okay, thank you.
That's what everyone says. My other buddy, Zach, that used to do it, they used to call him Fat Jamie. Do what? No, Goldthwait.
Goldthwait. I met him once.
They have his picture at Wiley's on the wall. He's been through there.
I met him at Bonnaroo.
Really? Mm-hmm. You went to Bonnaroo?
I've been to Bonnaroo 3 times.
Dude, you go to music festivals and dude. Yeah. You're so cool, Billy, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to one in August in Seattle. I'm very excited about.
So do you stay hydrated when you go to those festivals?
You bet I do. There was one year, it was 2014. It was Alicia and I was so worried about being dehydrated that I brought 14 water bottles in my backpack.
Jesus, dude.
It was like, we're going to be in all day. And then the security guard was like, why do you have so much water? I'm like, because I'm on so many drugs. You shut the fuck up. You worry about yourself.
Your fucking business,
yeah,
sir.
Worry about yourself, Trevor. Willow Creek.
Okay. So that must be the place where the sighting was filmed. The original sighting was filmed. So yeah. Here's the thing. Spoiler alert! I haven't seen the movie either. I just heard Joe Rogan talking about that on the new what's the new podcast he did with the guy from the Man Show? I used to watch it. I saw
Adam Carolla.
Stanhope. He did Bananas a few years ago.
Oh, Doug Stanhope's great.
He was just on Rogan's podcast, and they were talking about Goldthwait.
Oh, Stanhope's amazing.
Yeah.
Here's a conspiracy theory that is local to here. There's for sure aliens at Wright Pat.
Turn the cameras off. Get him. Hey, we're gonna have to drag him down, neuralize him immediately.
Get that nerd.
We actually grew up in Fairborn. I went to high school out there, so I moved there like midway through my childhood. And but my friend Justin's from there. And yeah, dude, Fairborn is like a weird fucking spooky town.
Yeah.
And that's on the outskirts of the base, like kind of surrounding the town. And it's like really like kind of, it's just creepy. When you drive through there, it's like, what's that movie? Or it might have been a book, Erie, Indiana. Do you remember the series,
No.
Erie, Indiana?
I don't.
That's how it feels, because they just have like the biggest thing in Fairborn is like this spooky little Halloween store. And it's like they own the entire downtown.
Weird.
It's super weird, and every year for like 2 months, it's nothing but like, you know, crazy decorations. And
that's cool.
People come from all over. They do festivals and stuff in the downtown area, but it's just like, I don't know, dude. You get this vibe. I don't know if it's aliens or ghosts or what, but I've never seen an apparition. I don't believe in ghosts. I've never seen an alien, but I like to think that, you know, there are things outside of our, like the spectrum that we can see and hear as human beings. So I feel like there's definitely different dimensions and different things going on around us all the time that I'm unaware of. And you know, maybe if you smoke some DMT, you can crack that tunnel and fucking walk through the portal and talk to a demon or whatever. Have you ever done DMT?
Yeah,
I've done it too. I've done it twice. I did it with you actually. Yeah. You did it just the once, right? The last time that I did it, we did it twice together. So the last time that I did it was right when the pandy started and everything shut down. Yeah. And I was like,
you're like, sure, let's go on a crazy ass trip for 15 minutes.
I was like, I need to know what's going on with the world. So what had happened was like, Justin hadn't even smoked it yet. I was like, I'll go in first. I'll make sure the spirits are ready, you know? So I do it. I take it. I take off. And what I'm like asking questions like verbally. And I was like talking to some like really dark being. And I was like, what's going on? Why is everybody sick? What's happening? And I wasn't getting any words or any verbal cues at all. Yeah. But it was like showing me pictures of like pollution and like volcanoes and like the earth like crumbling and like everything in society. Like people were destroying the earth, and I can see like the roots. Everything that we're doing up here is like soaking down into the roots and like destroying the earth. And it was like Mother Nature like resetting itself. And I was like, holy shit. And I came out of it, and I was like, I didn't like realize what I'd seen it first. And I was trying to tell him, I was like, kept asking him questions and they wouldn't answer me, but they were showing me pictures. And he was like, because they don't communicate with questions. And I was like, what? He was like, they don't know how to talk in human language. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you a shaman? I was like, don't ever. I was like, get out of my apartment.
You get out of here. This isn't fucking Arrival. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I was
like, not sending in Amy Adams with
did you text the spirits? Board. You guys are you in cahoots?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, and they only talk in emojis.
It was so profound. What was your experience? One of you, have you done it more than once? What was your experience?
I did it 3 times. First time it wasn't enough, and I just got some wavy shit, and I was like, all right. Second time it was
3 times in one night. I'm gonna ask.
No, this is like spaced.
I got you.
And then the second time, I was like staring at a tapestry, and it kind of moved. I was like, okay, whatever. Then some hippie's house where his girlfriend had too much armpit hair, and the third time, I got it from a guy who is, I'll say it. He talks about it all the time. I did it with Shane Moss.
You did it with Shane Moss?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of Shane Moss.
I opened for him one weekend.
That's so cool.
And he's like, you want to try it? I was like, yes, please. Yeah. I'll go do it with the guy who is the
like the scientist. Yeah, he probably has the best like 5 MEO like top.
It was nuts. So he's like, all right, you're going to hit this 3 times, and you're going to put on these headphones, and then you're going to put a sleep mask on.
Did you have like binaural beats on? What kind of headphones were you wearing?
I think they were just nice ass headphones. Oh, nice ass cans. And I'm sorry? Sure.
Noise cancellation headphones.
Sure. They were big. Let's just say they were the headphones I was wearing. The least important part of the story.
He's smoking fucking God's ball sack.
Yeah.
And you're worried about the fucking headphones.
Were they in here? Over here?
When did you put God's cum in the pipe? That's what I want to know.
So I hit it. So then I hit it once, and he's like big, and then second time big, and then he's like third one, you're really going to hold it in. And then as soon as things start going wavy, put the sleep mask down. I was like, you got it. You're the king. you're the doctor. So I hit it the third time, put the thing down. And dude, my experience was it was like a 1995 Windows screensaver where it was like the pipes were moving and there was like a ton of colors and then like a ball was going around and like bouncing through. And then all of a sudden, like this multicolored, layered cat that I used to have came out of nowhere. Like it died because it attacked my wife and we had to have the SPCA come in and take the fucking cat away. It like scraped up her face, whatever, and they took it and they
made it into DMT.
Yeah, and then I smoked it. Yeah. No, I was gonna say they took the cat out to the SPCA van, put it in there, and they're like, "You want to say your goodbyes?" We're like, "Yeah." Then they pulled out a gun and shot it in front of us. I was like, "Cool, it's dead now."
Can't wait till we walk in the fucking house.
They're like, "Okay, bang, put it down." No, here's the crazy thing about that cat, dude. Like, we had to get it tested to see if it had rabies. What was actually happening, it was having like stroke and seizures. And instead of it was having like a brain aneurysm, but instead of having a stroke, what it would do is go into fits of rage and attack us. And so we had to get it sent off to have the brain checked. And so it was sent from Cincinnati to Columbus to the head of animal control. And they had to do a rabies test. And I get a call and they go, "Hey, is this William John Devore the Fourth?" I'm like, "Yeah." They go, "Were you Arrow's legal guardian?" I'm like, "You can say dad because it's I'm a cat, dad." And they went, "Okay." And they went, "Okay, cool. Okay, so we got so Arrow, yeah, we got the results of the decap back, and your cat didn't have rabies. Goodbye." I'm like, "Decap? You're talking about just cutting my cat's head open." One of my little best friends, a guy who would pose for Instagram every time I pulled out my camera, like I'm ordering something at fucking Starbucks. "Yeah, I'll take one decap, no cream, sugar, fucking, yeah. Oh, your drink's ready. This is for a cunt, So then the cat shows up when I'm on this trip, and then it just looks at me and goes, "Meow," and then like shit starts echoing, and then the third eye opens, and I fall into the third eye, and then the trip was over, and I pulled the mask up, and Jane was like, "So?" And I went, "I saw my cat." And he was like, "What the fuck? You saw your cat?"
He like snatches the pipe away. He was like, "Get the fuck out of the green.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, man."
You saw your cat?
He was like, "Dude, that's for God." You're like, "No, dude, I'm a veterinarian, so I'm very
Yeah, animals don't have a soul, but I guess they show up when you're on crazy drugs.
Yeah, the fuck they do, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, DMT was wild. So I mean, I don't. It just doesn't come around all the time. I don't know. I'm not actively out there searching for DMT. I don't know people who are.
I'm not holding, but I know a guy.
Okay, nice. I bet he has like a giant fish tank. Like I feel people like people who sell DMT have like a bunch of lizards and like fish, like exotic rainbow fish or whatever.
I keep telling it's been a few years since I did it, but I keep telling myself like I think get something out of it now. But like talking about it now and like talking about your dead cat and stuff, it makes me not want to ever do it again. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Like if I fall into like someone,
it's not like the cat attacked me when I was on DMT.
What's crazy is like the cat like turned back into the earth, and then like those plants were from the earth, and like the cat like came back and haunted you in your DMT trip.
It wasn't really a haunt. It was more of like meow, and then like the eye opened, and it was like that's it. It wasn't like threatening or scary. It was just like, I guess this is what was in my brain and needed to come out and be shook from me.
Yeah, you needed to like let that go. You think you were holding on to like some like, especially like when they said decap, like did that, you're like, is that coffee? I don't know why you had to
decap, like you would abbreviate decapitation.
Is this Starbucks?
You needed to save 2 seconds and not make me feel better.
Yeah.
And why did you even bring it up? You didn't even need to bring it up. You just say that the rabies results came back negative. And you didn't have to tell me about taking the top off my cat's dome.
Right.
And then ruining my day. Already going through enough because I had to give my cat to you because it went crazy.
Dude, that's like if you went to get tested for STDs and your doctor was like, "Hey man, all good, no AIDS here, but this dick pic I took of you is doing great online."
Yeah, it's great on my OF right now. It's killing.
Dude, yeah. You got a great dick, bud.
Great dick.
Hangs up.
You got a strong future down there, pal.
Like my physician's great. I mean, he's just
good thing he's not a pediatrician.
Yeah, good time. And that's it, folks.
That's it. We did it.
We did it. I wonder. I gotta check and see if Alex is. He should be here any minute.
Cool.
He doesn't have my number. Let me make sure he didn't message me on Instagram.
He's still at the game. It is top 8.
Oh, he has arrived. Wait. Oh,
no.
He got here 2:30. He said.
Oh yeah, I should plug my shit.
Yeah.
Can we plug it?
Yeah,
okay.
Please plug your podcast and your Instagram and everything for people at
Follow
home.
me at William the Four for Instagram and Twitter. And it's the 4, not like the number 4. It's like William TheFour. And then I don't really use Facebook. It's for boomers. And then for them to fight about like where their social security is going.
That's true.
And then my podcast is at The New Nasty Boys on Instagram and Twitter. We use Instagram the most for that. And you can follow us on YouTube. We post a new episode every week there. And also, we're a part of the Sports Drink Podcast Network, which is a great network and couldn't be happier to be a part of them.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. I really appreciate you coming on today, dude. I had a blast talking to you about D&T and your cat and that dude taking a shit in the tundra.
Dude, here's the crazy thing
about it, dude.
Dude, on Friday I had like 9 people text me like and sent me the thing. They're like, was this you? Is this you? Are you gonna shit in the tundra? I'm like, stop asking me if I'm gonna shit in the tundra. People look at me like they think I can scale a wall, get up there and shit in the tundra. It's no.
Like the game Telephone. They're like, basically they think that you just like emailed in with a fake email.
Right, dude.
He's like, I'm that good.
I'm that good.
And that's the style of production that you can go see over at the New Nasty Boys. It's very elaborate. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow me on all social media. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here behind the camera, Justin. Peace out.
Bye.